Our top story, Roe versus Wade, the landmark 1973 Supreme Court case guaranteeing abortion rights appears to be on the verge of being overturned.
And a draft opinion leaked to Politico shows the Supreme Court's conservative majority is set to change course. And as Skylar Henry reports, it would mean states would decide whether abortion is legal on a local level.
Politico published a leaked draft opinion showing the conservative majority on the court is prepared to strike down Roe versus Wade. The opinion was written in response to a Mississippi law banning abortion after 15 weeks. In it, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. It's time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives."
Hands off our bodies! Hands off our bodies!
Demonstrators on both sides of the issue rushed to the court as soon as the news leaked.
Pro-choice, that's a lie! Babies never choose to die!
Overturning Roe versus Wade is likely to have a significant impact on this year's elections.
Now, women are going to go to vote in numbers we have never seen before because we've never seen such, in our lifetimes, such an overturning of major precedent as this.
It's odd that we're in this weird dialogue about the rights of individuals to be able to take the life of a child. I just don't understand that debate, quite frankly. So I'm going to continue to be able to stand for every single child, no matter what.
It's important to note that this is just a draft opinion, and justices can and have changed their minds before final decisions are reached. But in this case, given the court's conservative majority, it's hard to imagine them reversing course. 4 conservative justices are siding with Alito to overturn Roe in the Mississippi case. It's unclear if Chief Justice John Roberts is siding with the conservatives or the liberals. But Chief Justice Roberts has the power to order an investigation to find out who leaked the document.
This lawless action should be investigated and punished to the fullest extent possible.
The official opinion in the Mississippi case is expected to be issued well before the end of the court's term in late June or early July. Skylar Henry, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
And within the hour, Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. did not only confirm the authenticity of the draft opinion, also provided the following statement in part, saying that the leak is, quote, a betrayal and, quote, singular and egregious betrayal of trust that will not succeed in undermining the integrity of the court. He has asked the marshal of the court to launch a full-scale investigation into the source behind the leak.
CBS 2's Asal Rezai is live at the Thompson Center, where Governor Pritzker and state lawmakers just responded to the reported leak of the Supreme Court's draft opinion on constitutional abortion rights. Asal.
Yeah, Ryan, Governor Pritzker beginning his remarks here today saying Illinois will remain a safe haven for women's reproductive rights for as long as he is governor.
Just let me be clear. No matter what atrocious opinion the Supreme Court officially rolls out this summer in regards to Roe v. Wade, abortion is safe and legal in Illinois.
Now, he was joined by over a dozen state legislators who spoke one after another. We heard several lawmakers following the governor's remarks supporting his decision to stand by the 2017 bill that was passed to keep abortion legal and funded by Medicaid in Illinois, no matter what happens on the federal level.
A decision to overturn Roe v. Wade does not mean that abortions will stop happening. It just means that in half of the states where their governors and legislatures have declared war on reproductive rights, women will be forced into dangerous and sometimes deadly situations.
I was in high school in 1973 when women I knew had abortions. Some were hurt. Some traveled to other states where it was safe. Those that had the money to go went to New York. I cannot believe we are standing here today, since 1973, that women's bodily autonomy is under attack. No government has the right to tell a woman what to do with her body.
Yeah, and you can just hear the emotion in Senator Bush's voice there. And that was something we heard from other women, female lawmakers, I should say, who spoke here this morning. Many of them saying, really sharing that intense passion on this issue. Governor Pritzker here saying this morning he and Illinois lawmakers are ready to fight back if the Supreme Court does in fact overturn Roe v. Wade. I'm reporting live outside the Thompson Center. Asal Razai, CBS 2 News.
Jesse Sullivan, a Republican candidate for governor, tweeted, "Under Pritzker, Illinois will be the abortion destination capital of the Midwest." Sullivan called for an end to late-term partial birth abortions and reinstating parental notification for minors. He also pushed to make adoptions easier for brave, struggling mothers and more affordable for families.
Once Roe versus Wade is overturned and once abortion is made illegal, then we have to turn around. That's not where it stops. We've got to work together, the church and civic groups, and then provide the real solution of helping people be able to be, productive in life.
Now, we'll have much more on the Roe v. Wade Supreme Court leak throughout the day, including the impact on abortion access in Illinois and Indiana on our website, cbschicago.com, and on our news starting this afternoon at 4 o'clock.